Welcome to the Jamesburg Presbyterian Church. Today is Wednesday, September the 15th, 2021. So good to know that there are people already watching on Facebook. So good to know that there are people already watching on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in today. So it's been no secret that one of my hobbies is magic, performing magic tricks. There's no collusion with dark forces in order to do it. Simply, I know some secrets that other people don't know about manipulating an object or cards or whatever. As a matter of fact, today I'm going to talk to you about playing cards. I have one here. It's a red back, and the front of it is a 7 of spades. So there's a couple ways of buying a magic trick or learning magic. One way is to go to a magic store and you have the salesperson perform a couple things for you. They're always willing to do that because most of the salespeople in a magic store have a side job of performing magic anyway. So you become their private audience. So they look forward to doing this. But also they know that it is likely to result in a sale. So the magician will perform a trick. If you like it, fine. But let's say you don't like it. Then they'll go to another thing. What are you interested in? Are you interested in coins? Are you interested in cards? Are you interested in silk magic? Silk magic? Well, let's try that. Well, in our case, let's go with cards. Card trick. So I perform a card trick, and the buyer is not that interested in it. So we move on to another one. And maybe it's the third trick. I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. The third trick, you really like that. They say, okay, this trick is $25. So you plop down your $25. They give you the deck of cards that you've just bought, and then they tell you how it's done. They never tell you how it's done until after you pay for it, because you're not really buying a deck of cards, you're buying the secret. So that's one way of learning magic. The other way of learning magic is to go out and buy books. Like this one. This is a book called The Card College, Volume 1, a complete course in sleight of hand card magic. And in here, there is, the way a card deck is that the sides, everything in here that you need to know about card magic, at least for this book. But what's interesting is this book doesn't come by itself. It comes with 5 other volumes. I didn't bring all 5 volumes over, just 2 to show you. And what happens in this case is after you buy the books, and incidentally, they're like $50 a piece. After you buy the books, then you sit down and you read them. And you learn about card magic. Let's go back to the first example. The first example is going to a magic store. All you're going to learn is how to perform the trick that you bought. That is it. Unless you plop down some more money to learn something else. You're not going to learn any of the fundamentals. You're not going to learn any of the principles behind what you're doing. You're just going to learn that one trick. And then you go back to your mirror, practice it 100 times in front of the mirror, and then hopefully you're doing a good enough job that you can actually perform it in front of your friends or family. The thing about buying the books is you also get the fundamentals. Why you do certain things, how magic is done with cards. It's more than just being able to count cards or something like that. The manipulation of the cards, how to hold the cards, all that is in the book. So 2 ways of learning magic. 1, do the research and find out as much as you can about the card tricks in this case, or go buy that one trick. Just one, plop down your $25 and learn how to do that one trick. So why am I telling you all this? I'm glad you asked that question. This applies to every aspect of life. Do you want to learn just one thing and have somebody teach you that one thing, or do you want to learn a little bit more and you're willing to do the research that it takes to do that? Let's apply this to the church. Of course I want you to come to church. Of course I want you to hear my sermons. Of course I want you to come to Bible studies. But the limitation to that is you're only learning what I'm presenting that day. You're not going to learn the fundamentals of Christianity. You're not going to learn the principles behind Christianity unless you sit down and do the work, the research. And why wouldn't we do that? Just as, you've heard me say this a million times before, we're living in the postmodern era. You can listen to me talk about the postmodern era. You'll know that I'm not a big fan of this cultural philosophy, but you won't know all about the postmodern era unless you sit down and do the work. It's very important in life that we learn as much as we can about life, about our faith, about every aspect of living. It's important that we learn those things. It's important that we do the homework. It's important that we don't just depend upon one person telling us one lesson, explaining one card trick to us, and that's it. And that's all you know, that one card trick. Even if you plop down the money, it's important that we learn as much as we can about life, and especially important, especially in this time period, to learn as much as we can about faith. So I showed you, I'm going to hold it up, hopefully the light won't make it too hard to read. You see that this is the 7 of spades in a red deck. So we're going to look for the 7 of spades in this deck of cards. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to riffle through the deck. I'm going to come up to the camera just to show you that all the cards are different. One moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the deck 7 times, and we're going to find the 7 of spades in this deck. So this should make it pretty interesting, because there's no way in which I could theoretically pull the 7 of spades out of here the way I'm going to do it. But I read the books. So cut number 1, Queen of Diamonds is on top. Cut number 2, 10 of Diamonds is on top, is the bottom card. Here it's the 3 of clubs, so I'm actually able to show you that in each case it's a different card. Okay, I think I'm up to 4. Jack of clubs, this is 4. 5th cut is the 6 of spades, and this is the last cut. The top card, incidentally, when we're done, will be the 7 of spades. So here's the red 7 of spades right here, putting it on top of my card college books. Another cut. And this card, if I've done this correctly, this card right here, here's the ace of hearts on the bottom. This card here is, in fact, the 7 of spades. Look at that, the 7 of spades. 7 cuts, the 7th card. All right, well, thank you for tuning in today. Remember, it's important in life to learn about our lives. We come with a warranty. Most of us don't know what that warranty is, but it's important that we learn as much as we can about our faith and about the way we live our lives. It's important to be informed as we go through life. Do the work that it takes. Read the books. Read the Bible. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you soon. We will be live streaming here in church on Sunday, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye now.